Get ready as Fighters Inc. presents 5 rounds in the FightMad Zone with the biggest names from the world of combat sports. Hosted by Joe Long. This is the FightMad Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's the FightMad Podcast hosted by myself, Joe Long from Fighters Inc. As we approach, what am I on about? Approach. We're in it. Our 25th year in the combat sports industry. 1997 we started. It's almost like I can't count. We're back. Episode 3 of season 2. As you know, we have athletes. Last week we had Tom Aspinall, big heavyweight from the UFC. Fight and combat sports insiders. We've got some amazing ones coming up. And also celebrity fight fans. And I've got a celebrity fight fan on for you this week with heritage within the martial arts community through music and through his late father. An artist in his own right. And I'm delighted to have on my first American celebrity guest onto the FightMad Podcast.
Yeah. Big up.
The son of ODB from the Wu-Tang Clan, Young Dirty Bastard. I said it. YDB, welcome to the FightMad Podcast, my friend. How you been? What's been happening?
Well, what's been happening is that we're wide awake and it's a beautiful day. And shout out to all the birds that's moving the pollen around the universe. Or was that the killer bees, baby?
It's the killer bees. And we was having a little chat offline, and it's 2 p.m. in the afternoon in the UK. It's 5 hours behind in New York. So what's the time there right now, YDB?
Right here is about like 9:40.
And you've had an hour's sleep?
9:29 to be exact.
And you've had an hour's sleep?
If I really slept, would I still be alive?
Brilliant. Thank you for coming on. What have you been up to lately? I understand you've been touring with Wu-Tang.
Yes, well, Wu-Tang is just, every time is just a new experience. I've been touring with them ever since I was like 17 years old. And for me, it's like helping my babies now because I have 7 children. Now it become like a passed down tradition. Now it's a job. You know what I'm saying? You're no longer just milking a cow just because father told you to. You're doing it because you're raising the land. You're grooming the land. And I just see it as a bigger way now.
Brilliant. So what cities have you got coming up on tour?
Right now, I'm surprised they don't have a date in New York yet. And it's called the New York State of Mind Tour. But, you know, shout out to Nas. I respect all of that he's done. And his legend will always live on. He has a beautiful daughter. I think her name is Destiny. And she's going to do a lot of stuff in his heritage. Wow.
Brilliant. So are we ready to go into round 1 of the FightMad Podcast, YDB?
Let's get it.
Seconds out. Round 1.
Round 1. Young Dirty Bastard. What is your first fight memory?
My first fight memory. What? You was going to say something extra?
I was going to say something extra, but you went straight in. You know what it is straight off. So let's go.
Well, I have a little trouble with it because Jet Li was also the first person I seen when it came to Little Ting, his supposed son in the movie. You don't remember the movie?
Yeah,
he had his little son, and he had to choose between the sword.
Yeah. This is your first fight memory.
Yeah, it was the first fight memory I seen because it was a child involved. And for a child to see that, I thought choosing the sword and how Wu-Tang is all coming full circle made perfect sense to me. And now Ting is older, playing in a lot more movies, so shout out to that, you know.
Brilliant.
And I just discovered that too. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oh, really?
The first guy I seen is now playing in movies. It's like he has a picture right next to Jet Li. If you Google this shit, his picture's right next to Jet Li and his gangster.
Brilliant. So growing up, obviously, with your father and the influence of martial arts Shaolin specifically, with the first album with the Wu-Tang, going way back, and RZA's influence on martial arts, and I suppose the whole group's love of martial arts.
Yeah.
Must have just been give down to yourself.
Well,
was there a lot of videos and DVDs in the house flying around of different films?
Yeah, and the new Legend of Shaolin was one of those DVDs. I just, forgot to mention. Shout out to Jet Li, shout out to everybody, It was definitely a big movie night every night. And it had all type of martial art movies, kung fu movies. Even the first movie I seen wasn't Cujo with a dog. You seen Cujo, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's that about?
Let's not go there.
Okay. Because that movie, it was actually a movie called Max, and it was a Rottweiler dog, and it was built with all type of robotic, instruments inside of it, and it looked like it was a good dog. She was like, "Let me take this lovely puppy home." Dog, mailman chewed up. I'm just saying, it was brutal. So that was another fight scene too.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So you got Godzilla, you got robotic dogs fighting in different type of eras right now.
Right. Okay. You sounded like we're going futuristic now.
That was because it was all about me being a child. So seeing that Rockwell fight like that was pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's go further into glory.
Brilliant. Round 2, we're going in.
Seconds out. Round 2.
What is YDB's favorite fighter of all time?
Bruce Lee, baby. You already know.
Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee is I like the Big Boss movie. I like how everybody was cheering after they seen the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was pretty exciting. Keep it real with you. Because how could you be a director in real life, and then everybody see that this great impact and then cheer for you at the movie? But, it was just beautiful. Pretty much that.
Brilliant. I think it's actually the anniversary of Big Boss this year, right? Is it the 50th anniversary this year? I think so.
50. I know they was talking about it last year.
Maybe it was last year.
No. It could have been last year or this year. I know they was just recently talking about it.
Yeah.
But if that happened, that's all greatness to that side of the world, in this world, because Bruce Lee stood for the whole thing, not just one part of it.
Most definitely. And I know we're going to come on to Bruce Lee a little bit later on in the show with some of the stuff which you've got coming up. But talk to me a little bit about how Bruce Lee influenced yourself, YDB, and why.
Well, I mainly drink water, and that's because of him. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to be studying or going forth in glory in my daily activity, like yesterday I was just talking to this Uber driver, and he was like, "Yo, I just keep driving every day, and it's the same thing. I wake up driving, I go to bed driving. It's like this is all I do in my life." So I was like, "Yo, just drink more water, because it'll make you flow better throughout the day, no matter what." You know what I'm saying? I say don't eat too heavy while you're driving, because then your kidneys are hurt, and that water is gonna balance all of that out anyways. That's all Bruce Lee, baby. All Bruce Lee. I take that serious. Like, I know people who die from kidney problems, and the flow of water will change everything. So Bruce Lee is now not just a fighter; he's a healer. Because he installed that whole blueprint in here. So once you see it, you can never go back. Those are for the good listeners. once you hear it, you can never go back.
Brilliant. I love it. You mentioned there, some people with some health problems. It's well documented. Your late father, died of a drug overdose. Only days before his 36th birthday.
Right.
The next question, as we go into round 3.
Seconds out. Round 3.
I don't know if this is gonna cross over there, what is the biggest fight you've had to overcome in your life? Was it your father's death?
The biggest fight that I have to overcome in my father's life.
In your life,
Maintain.
the
I
biggest,
keep it real in my life.
the biggest fight you've
Just,
had to overcome in your life, was it your father's death?
just becoming a leader amongst my children. That's probably the biggest thing because they all got mothers, and their mothers bring them to places because it feels like home to a child automatically because you was in there for 9 months in your mother's womb. So for me, becoming a leader, like a father, the son, coming down to earth where the children are, is not easy. And that's probably the biggest fight, making the woman understand that I'm not just this brutal guy that's going to leave you in the dirt. I'm also going to guide these ducklings into the mountaintops until we reach the highest point where the goat is like, we all could be goats up here. You know? I think that was just the biggest fight. And it's still the biggest fight for humanity. Children rising to Olympus and, shaking hands with Zeus. Like, Zeus, you don't have to bring a war down here no more. No more war. Us men could be alikes with the gods.
And you say that as for your siblings, YDB, is that what you're saying? For your siblings or for your children or for both?
Well, for the whole humanity,
Mm-hmm.
it all comes together at the end of the day.
Okay. I got you. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Whilst we talk, I thought you was going to go there with your father.
Shit!
Yeah.
I'm already.
No. I thought you was going to go there with your father.
I'll tell you one thing. I think we all here with our fathers, no matter like how old we get or how we look at it. Once you have that memory, unless you put a motherfucking chip in your head and they take the memory out, because they did that in Minority Report, they could do that. So that's for robots. But us natural boys, we got another opportunity to tell our children that these memories we cherish. We got a little father memory of him taking you out somewhere. Cherish it. And then take that to your other child and tell your child, look, this is what we did while we sat around the fire. And then you tell them stories. You build with that child. Teach them how to be a leader. It's all about children because my father was all about teaching us how to be a leader. Yo, my first fight, are we there yet with the first fight?
Let's go for it. Your first fight.
Oh, yeah. Now, I'll keep real with you. My first fight was in Queens next to the Aqueduct racetrack. And it was so crazy because I go to school every day, right? And I was only in first grade. So I guess some reason a boy child should have a fight as soon as he gets in a school. It's like he's at home with his mom and his sisters. It's like, this is my school. But then you get into this big school. It's like this playground full of people that just don't want to get along with you just because they got their other mom and dad. They're the only people that, mind you, in school, before you go to school, your moms and pops are the ones that control you. So you put into this other class and you think this teacher going to control you. She got another thing coming for her. And you got the children, they just so wound up and they're ready to get out anyways. They don't even know why they're there. Well, how do we even exist in this block for all these hours? Okay, so basically it happened like this. It was a Caucasian kid. He felt to me he was about 6'11". That's how I felt. He was like so giant at the time. And it was when we was getting off the bus, I think. And basically what happened was he pushed me and then I didn't know what to do. I fell, everything. First grade, I fell hard. I was like, ugh. And then he said, get up. I'll beat your ass. I'll beat you real bad. And then I was like, I don't know what to do. So I just turned around and walked away and went home and then told my mother what happened. I was like, Mommy, I got pushed and beat up. I'm not crying or nothing, but what should I do? She said, who beat you? She got all crazy and hysterical. Then she dragged me down the block and said, fight him. That's how it all happened. So my mother put the fight into me. I didn't know whether to fight because the first school, I was taught not to fight my brothers and sisters. I was at home. I was like, don't fight. Don't break nothing. Don't touch nothing. You might watch some kung fu movies, but they ain't here, motherfucker. You couldn't do nothing. So this is the first school, first fight. And ever since then, I've been having fights until I got out of school. Every grade. It's been an amazing life. And I'm only 33, so somebody wanted to fight me yesterday on the basketball court. I literally had the Black Panther t-shirt on. Not saying I rep it every day, but I do. I ordered some Black Panther t-shirts. I was trying to give it out to the world and all of that. Anyways, I still got more left if you guys want some. I probably got to send it all the way out there. It's a far send, but it could happen. But anyways, I was on the basketball court, and the team I was playing with, we was running full court. You know, it was 5-on-5, and this guy just came. We took like a short little break. He came and started bouncing at the end of the other hoop. And I was like, that's cool and all that. And then we just started running. We ran that way, and then he got like pushed a little. He was like, he stopped the whole game. It's like he got in the middle of us, and nobody said nothing. They always just like, quiet. They had an excuse. I'm going to tell you the excuse later. But he was like being so aggressive. Like, he was like, I want to fight somebody right now. Like a real movie. I was like, fight somebody? Like, this is, first of all, you have to have a membership to even be here. So you already coming to work out. So I'm like, we here to exercise, and you want to fight? You might as well just get out of our way. But so what ended up happening, the people that run the facility came, shut it down. He went somewhere else. But I was thinking if he wanted to fight somebody, he would want to use a gun outside. He looked at the Grim Reaper, had all black on. It was real crazy, G. The whole moral of the freaking story is that I don't fight no more. I try to talk you out of fights like a Jedi.
Got it.
And because once you get to the gun, it's like if you don't defuse the problem early enough, then you gotta dodge bullets like Neo. I ain't got time for all that. Yeah. I don't got time for all that.
I think that's. I mean, we have them in the UK. You know, more the criminal underworld, but you know, day to day, if there's a problem out here, people will have 9 times out of 10 a fist fight. You know, it's people don't go around carrying guns. It's a different story out where you guys are. Yeah, complete.
They got more respect for mankind over there.
Different situation.
Yeah, it's like you don't see a freaking shark holding an AK. Like, yeah, he's gonna bite you the way he's been biting you for millenniums, and that's that. You either win or you lose, baby.
Most definitely. We're gonna go on to round 4, YDB.
Seconds out, round 4.
I've got to get this one right. In my head, I'm thinking, but I'd like to talk to you about music anyway. Round 4. Who is your biggest musical inspiration and why? The reason we asked this question on the FightMad podcast is because how much synergy there is with music and the combat sports world. You know, from walkouts to training. You know, every athlete, every promoter I know loves music, and why we chose this question when we started this podcast last year was because there's so much synergy. And you and I are lucky enough that we're actually working on a project in the future with each other, which we'll go on to a bit later. And we've had deep discussions about the synergy with martial arts and hip hop. And there's so much synergy there. And there's also so much synergy with training, athletes, the combat sports world, and music. That's why we have this question in the podcast.
Nice. Thank you.
Your biggest musical inspiration and why?
My biggest musical inspiration. Every day it changes. I'm not going to lie to you. Because I'm like water, so I don't want it to change too bad when I'm listening to the wrong music. You know what I'm saying? The wrong music can make you, I told you guys the other day, it can make your head hurt. And my musical inspiration. Who should it be today, children? Because when you're teaching children, you got to teach them so much. So every day they have a new inspiration. I would have said Jesus, but I don't know what type of song he was singing.
Or who his writer was.
Yeah. It's like, who wrote it really? Damn, I went so far to Jesus just now. I feel like a holy. That's when you go to church and just Jesus. That's all it is. The reason that we have.
Are you a big church? Are you a big church goer, YDB?
Al Green is pretty cool. You know, love and happiness. That's all I'm about. Sometimes I need CBD to calm me down to understand that love and happiness is good for a man to get happy sometimes and to let his guard down. Because when you're always ready to fight, and when you have a lovely woman, she doesn't understand why you got all of this built up inside of you. She just want to make you happy. So Al Green with love and happiness is a good beautiful feeling for today.
I like it.
Yeah.
I love it. Top 3 Al Green tunes from yourself?
Top? Shit. I'm going with the first one I said, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the top one. This is how I rock right now. Love and happiness. Don't let me start singing it then.
Let's get a bar.
Let's get a bar. If we go to the bar, we could listen to it together.
It's yeah. I mean, absolutely big song. We had Tom Aspinall on last week, UFC heavyweight fighter, and he actually comes out to sort of, 60s and 70s music in his walkouts, and he's in his late 20s, so a lot of inspiration for people in their 20s now, still from way back then, right? The likes of Al Green, Curtis Mayfield, Luther Vandross, so on and so forth. Still a big inspiration to today's youth.
I mean, without that, I don't even know what we was listening to in those new Benz cars my father's was getting. He lost so many cars, and we were just listening to old Motown music, all that good soul music. That's all I remember, how the leather used to smell, and it was gone that quick. Not to say it was a terrible thing, but we experienced luxury. I experienced luxury at a young age. And then when I got to like a certain age, when he got locked up, I was around like 10 or 11. It all just disappeared. It's like they locked up Gotti's father or something. Like, because my father was wild in Brooklyn. In all due respect, that's why he was always the one with the light on him. He was so wild. It was hard to contain him. And I've been passed down some of his energy too. I always try to get my cousins to work, and they don't want to work. They're the laziest. Oh, you know what? I wouldn't call them lazy. I tell you one thing that I know what changed in the family. When all of the money came, it depends how it's coming. Once a leader goes a certain way, everybody wants to have the style of the same leader. Like if you're a hip hop musician, everybody wants to become a rapper. Your niece, your nephew, your uncle, everybody. So it's more like not that they're lazy, they don't want to work because the other leader was going that way. And that's the only way they see out. I'm like, yo, but if we don't do what's necessary for our village, there's going to be no way out.
Sure.
So that's how, we all can't go the same route. So,
yeah. I think that there's a lot of crossover with that as well, with combat sports in the UK, across the world. It's a working class sport, right? It's people which do boxing in the UK specifically are working class, and the same with them role models in them areas. What we would call the estates, what you would call the hood. When they get that break and want to get out, everybody wants to jump on their coattails and come with them. Saying that also inspire another generation, which I'm sure your father did, and I'm sure you'll do on your journey.
True that. True indeed.
We're going round 5, YDB.
Seconds out. Round 5.
In the FightMad Podcast, we ask every guest to select 3 people, past or present, who would be in their corner team for life, and why. Now you've got a whole clan around you. You've got you're one of 13 brothers and sisters, right? Or
yep.
Yeah. So you've got a big family.
No. Excuse me. It's only 7.
7. Yeah. Okay.
That number, I don't know what happened. That's the master number in the Supreme Mathematics.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, that's a nice number my father brought up.
Okay.
It was 7.
7, but still a lot. What we're asking is your the 3 people you would have in your corner as a corner team for life and why.
Okay, I'm gonna start off with Samantha Santos since she's right here, and if I don't say her name in it, I'm getting in trouble. So I'm gonna break that ice right now. She's definitely in my corner. She does a lot for me. She's here right now, just recording me while I'm being recorded here. It's crazy.
Got it.
So shout out to her for working so hard.
So before we go on, talk to us a little bit about Samantha and why, what she does for you. Let's pick up Samantha, being that she stood the other side of the camera.
Yeah. I mean, big up Samantha. Well, she does so much. She's my secretary. She's my wifey. She's my we even do martial arts together. we watch Tai Chi videos together. She stretches me. When I come home from training, she rubs me down. You know, sometimes I cheat on her with the robot foot massager. but everything is good, you know. But that's one.
That's the number one.
2 is, number 2 is definitely my mother. You know, for right now, they switch places. The old earth and the new earth. You know, it's beautiful. And then for 3, I'm gonna have to put all my children in one. Yeah, one body. If it was up to me and not the baby mamas, if they would agree with it, I would name all my children bar son.
Okay.
All my daughters, bar son, everybody.
Okay. So talk to me a little bit about mum and what sort of mum she was and what sort of woman she is then and now. Because mums change over that time period, right?
Yeah. Well, the mom I know is well balanced. And she had to go through a big fight in her life. Like a big fight. Because when she was with my pops, it wasn't so easy. Because to be with my father, you had to know, like, so many lessons. And if you didn't know those lessons, you would be locked in the bathroom until you came out and you knew those lessons. So it was a lot going on with my moms and my whole family, just being away from family. We couldn't even go to family parties. We weren't allowed. No birthday parties, no holidays. We was just a special type of alien family, so to say. And my mom, she put up with all of that, and it made her stronger at the end because she knew how to decipher from who was bad and who was good. And she started to see that my father was keeping us away from all of this stuff. It wasn't a bad thing, but it felt bad when it was happening. But now she see that all of the people that she was like kind of like had the opportunity to get away from early, that they all ended up bad anyways. Like they were all going down. And he's seen that from millions of miles away. Like he had the light already. And my mom used to eat pork before I was born. She ate pork, she ate scavengers. And then he brought the light to her. And then, it's a reflection of the moon. The sun sends a signal and it bounces off the moon and hits the earth. And she's the earth. And he just basically brought so much that intellectual energy to her that it changed her whole world. She was no longer a slave anymore mentally. He brought her from slavery into freeing her mind. And then she had us, and we were born with free minds.
Brilliant. So shout out.
Yeah, my moms are definitely, If she go out, we're gonna light the big ones for her.
Brilliant. Absolutely love it, YDB. And let's get on to the culmination of the children. How many you got, and let's just
I ain't going that far.
Is that too many? Encompassing what they bring to the table for you.
Let's put it like this. Every move and every step that we make on this chessboard of a floor that we all walk on. Our children are the not just the pawns, because you want to say clean it up, do this, do that, but they're learning everything from you and your behaviors, and they're learning how to be rooks and bishops and queens and kings. And it is a reason that all of this is coming in. It's a lesson that we all go through. As Sam Santos has told me, there's a lesson. You come to planet to learn the lesson, and then you go back. And if you don't learn the lesson, you come right back in the motherfucking class until you get to pass to get the GED. Because I never got the high school diploma, and I still ain't get the GED. So that's why I'm still on this motherfucking planet stuck with you.
Brilliant. YDB, it's been brilliant having you on the Fight Mad podcast. And I've been looking forward to this question. Usually I'm looking forward to like the, round two. I mean, I was specifically looking forward to your biggest musical inspiration question. But I'm glad we're at this point, end of the Fight Mad podcast. What's coming up for you? And what you got cooking?
Oh, what I got cooking? Well, we got the big NFT Bruce Lee collaboration with YDB dropping soon. That's a real big thing. That's probably coming in June, hopefully. I pray. June, even if it comes after June, it's still gonna drop.
It's dropping in June with Binance, YDB,
yes,
Bruce Lee. Tell us a little bit about the collaboration and what can be expected from that NFT drop.
Well, like I would just tell you guys to just be humble, and once you buy whatever you wanted to buy in life. I think Bruce Lee has a great foundation, a great family, and then he taught so much to us, and that's about the NFT. And my father as well, old dirty bastard, young dirty bastard. I'm following the tradition and the legacy, and forever I will until I die and go somewhere else. And that's basically what you're getting. You're getting a lot of legacy. And if you guys don't know the difference between legacy and a robot, then you got a lot to learn.
So
this is that type.
So I've been privileged to do a bit of work on this project with yourself. As I mentioned earlier, we've spoke about the synergy with martial arts and music, hip hop music specifically, right?
Straight up,
it's a culture, it's a way of living, both martial arts and hip hop. For me, the NFT drop, it's all encompassing for me, So you've got original artwork with yourself and original, some unseen before pictures of Bruce Lee, where you've married up together and done a collaboration with Steve Kerridge, who good friend of mine, big up Steve, who's one of the actual leaders in Bruce Lee history, especially across Europe, worldwide. And it's been a pleasure to work on the project with you, and I can't wait to see it drop in June with Binance, merging hip hop, culture, martial arts together. It's good.
Yep. Thank you, Binance. This opportunity is beautiful. We won't treat it like it ain't nothing.
It's going to be a big one. Keep your eyes out for it, people, and give YDB a follow on socials. Also, give us a follow on socials at Fighters Inc. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. The Fight Mad Podcast, available on all good podcast platforms and YouTube. YDB, it's been a pleasure having you on, and I can't wait for the big drop with Big Binance. Bruce Lee, Steve Kerridge, Bruce Lee Forever is coming.